Special guest, singer, songwriter, Taja Sevelle. Musical guest, author Billy's Band. And I'm Big Life. Help me welcome my friend, your friend, Chuckie Perez.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Yeah. Woo. Welcome to the show, everybody. Listen, thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, there's been a breakthrough. Exciting news, been a breakthrough. Apparently, engineers at McDonald's have redesigned a straw for the new Shamrock Shake. You hear about this? It's a new Shamrock Shake flavor, and they designed a straw. McDonald's hired a team of aerospace engineers to figure out how to redesign the straw. The newly designed is U-shaped, allows it to pull in both flavors, the chocolate, the mint, from both ends of the drink, giving the customer a more satisfying experience. Hey, I have an idea. How about just not messing up my order next time I come through the drive-thru? Hey, did anyone hear about this? Hopefully no too many drinkers, but anybody hear about this? An Italian study claims new wine offers enhanced health benefits. Of course, they forgot to mention that the people who did the study were drunk when they came up with this idea. And really, for health reasons. Kind of disturbing story. Do you eat at Popeyes? Oh, okay, cool. Well, you're gonna like this story. You eat at Popeyes. A woman claims she was ill from a flesh-eating worm, or worms, after eating red beans and rice at a Popeyes. Yeah. But thank goodness she's okay. You know, I guess everything cleared, she's okay. Maybe it wouldn't be a terrible thing. I was just thinking this. Maybe it's not a terrible thing if it was a fat-eating worm. I mean, menu of fried chicken and biscuits, you know, if a worm could just take some of this off, that'd be okay. They're gonna still eat there, right? You're still eating there, don't matter. Hey, what else is happening? New report says that rich people, entitled this, rich people literally see the world differently. Of course they do. They're all rich and we all poor. Come on. It's no brainer. Finally, there's a new movie called The Great Wall. Everybody hear about this? Oh, yeah. Starring Matt Damon. Yeah, Great Wall. Trump said, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a huge movie. Hey, listen, we've got a great show for you tonight. Singer-songwriter Taja Sevelle is in the house. The altar Billies are gonna be performing, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this. Hey everybody, Chuckie Perez here. Hope you're enjoying the show. I just want to tell you about an organization that I really believe in and that I've recently partnered with, Holt International. Holt International is making a difference and transforming children's lives all over the world by providing care and support to vulnerable children and helping them find families to adopt them. If you would like more information on how you can transform a life and make a difference, log on to the website below. Let's get back to the show. God bless. Hey, my first guest tonight is singer-songwriter, author, humanitarian, Taja Sevelle. Please help me welcome Taja to the show tonight.
How are you?
Good to finally have you on the show. That's
Yes,
awesome.
thank you so much for having me.
I just looked and I said, I'll get to all this in a second, but I see you have a new CD out, and what got my attention most of all was chocolate.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that in a
Yes,
second.
we'll get to the chocolate.
Tell us what you, give us first of all, I mean, we're going to get right to it. Prince, you were discovered or signed to Prince, the late,
Yes.
great Prince. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that real quick.
Well, I'm from Minneapolis, and Prince gave me my first record deal.
Oh, wow.
And so I did 2 CDs on Paisley Park, and it's really.
So you released 2 CDs with Paisley Park?
Yes,
Oh, my
yes, and it's hard for me to even imagine that he's not with us.
Yeah.
In the same way, you know,
Yeah.
but he gave me my start.
Wow.
And he allowed me to write my own music on my first CD, which was a freedom that he really didn't give to people at that time.
And you were in Purple Rain as well, right?
Well, I was an extra.
Yeah, but
and
you were in there. So
probably
you were
mainly
used to-
on the
yeah.
cutting room floor,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah. Yeah, and my hair was out to here.
What a
and-
story to be able to say, hey, you know what? Prince gave me my start. He was in there.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. No, he's a dear friend, and he's been very helpful in my life in many ways.
Yeah.
You know, not just music, but
Yeah.
the charity that I started as well. And he had a wonderful, wonderful heart.
Wow, so
Just
that
a
gets you your
beautiful
start, but
person.
now you're here and you have a brand new CD out, right?
Yes, yes.
It's called Little Diva.
It's called Little Diva.
Little
It's
Diva.
a dance song, yeah, and it's really a new twist on a diva, because a diva is stereotypically associated with a self-serving,
Right,
you know,
right,
woman singer,
Right.
And but a little diva, and our twist and my twist is
Not
that
a
it's-
little diva. I mean, a little bit of diva. Is that what you're trying
Well, a
to say?
little diva is sort of the humility.
Okay,
Bringing the
okay.
humility in as
Yeah.
well, but it's also easy flow, you know,
Yeah.
in the song,
Right.
Little Diva, and it's about people who are pioneers and visionaries and doing great things in the world, and that are not only nurturing themselves but others.
Mm.
So it's taking the focus off of the self-serving aspect,
Gotcha.
and really focusing on what, you know, I've always thought, what is a true princess? What is a true queen? What is a true queen or king or diva leader? You know, those people are people who nurture themselves and others.
Now, real short, how did you come to know the Lord?
Well, you know, my path is interesting. I was born Methodist, and I became an atheist.
Wow.
And
my.
and then I I went to a Quaker boarding school.
Oh, my God.
And then I did an Orthodox conversion to Judaism,
Oh, my word.
and believed in God
Yeah.
again. And really, when I discovered that when it hit me that I wasn't the one creating butterflies and
Right.
springtime, and
Right.
you know, because if it were me, I don't know how much winter I would have if I were creating this whole
Right,
thing.
right,
But
yeah.
so once I had that realization that it's not me, that's really something when you have awakenings, you know, various awakenings throughout your life. And so I had that awakening. I did an Orthodox conversion to Judaism. And then when I was recording a CD for Sony Records in Detroit, Michigan, the producer was talking about the New Testament, which of course I had read, but my godmother, Taretha Moore, who was a district missionary in Detroit, and say a prayer for her because she's fighting for her life right now.
Okay.
And she saved my life, and she said, Taja, put God, I was at a low point in my life, and she said, put the gospel music on and turn on TBN, which I did.
Wow. So
And I turned on TBN, and I would have it going all the time.
Wow.
And it didn't matter who was on. I just needed to hear that word,
Yeah.
and it helped me. And I began to heal from
Yes.
this particular low point in my life. And then I started Urban Farming, which is a charity that we started with 3 community gardens of free food.
So you came
to
full
feed
circle,
people.
came back to the Lord,
Yeah.
through TBN. That's pretty cool.
Well,
That's
you
awesome.
know, I started
Yeah.
with Judaism, and I
Right.
really studied the Old Testament and
Right.
knew a lot
And then
about
went
it.
to the New
And then,
Testament.
yeah, so I'm
Discovered Jesus in the
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Testament. He's in the Old Testament
yeah.
too.
So TBN has really helped me in
Impacted.
my life, impacted
Awesome.
my life.
Praise
Yeah,
God. Now,
absolutely.
I'm holding a chocolate bar. You mentioned urban
Yeah.
farming.
Yes.
The chocolate bar, and you have a new book called From the Root that's not out yet.
Yes.
Right? But it's coming out.
It's
but I
coming
have the
out.
first copy right here. No one is allowed
You
to
have a
touch
proof
it.
copy, yes.
Explain urban farming.
Okay, well, so urban farming, I was recording a CD for Sony in Detroit, Michigan, and I saw all of the unused land, and I saw, you know, the jobs being shipped overseas and lots of poverty. And so I put my music career on the back burner, and I started urban farming. 3 community gardens of free food. That's what we started with, $5,000 in a pamphlet. And now we have over 64,000 gardens around the world that are a part of the Urban Farming Global food chain. So we started installing gardens all around the country here, and it really created a huge movement. We were on
Wow.
Ellen, we were on
Right.
CNN,
Yeah,
we
you've
were on
been
Good
featured
Morning
in-
America. So it was all of the you know, the publicity
Yeah.
that really helped and touched people's hearts. The gardens were
Right.
free. And as we did this, and it really changed my life, and I've worked in so many different rural, suburban, and urban areas. Just because it's called urban farming, it's not just urban
Right,
areas.
right, exactly.
And I learned so much, and I started to really find also that one of the things missing were a set of healthy principles: healthy eating, healthy thinking, healthy fitness, healthy finances, healthy
no fast food.
communication. No, well, if it's healthy, it can be
Yeah,
fast.
healthy. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
come on now. I mean, Subway is
Subway, yeah, hey, I like Subway.
And
Okay.
and there are lots of salads and good healthy choices now in a lot of the fast food chains, because they're realizing that it's so important to be in balance. And that's,
So you're getting
you know,
people involved with urban farming, and
Yeah.
you're also keeping them healthy.
Yes.
You're teaching them how to
Be in
grow.
balance.
That's what it says, from the root.
From the root,
Right?
healing from the root. You know, I think in our healthy principles, healthy thinking and healthy communication right now, for me, are very, very important because of what's going on in our world.
Right.
I really, what's touching my heart right now is healthy communication. You know, Proverbs is just fraught with,
Right.
in
Yeah.
the you know, the Old and New Testament, with scripture about how important it is to guard your tongue. Life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
It's Proverbs 18:21.
Yeah.
You know, it's all over. So if it's that important that you could fell a city with your words, or raise it up with your words, you know, then that's something to think about. So being able to solve conflicts, resolve conflicts peacefully is really, really important
Yes.
with our
Amen.
communication.
Amen.
So
You
I
know what?
talk
You're-
about it in the book.
I love you're putting your faith into action. You know,
Yes.
I was thinking about
Yes.
this. I said, you know, it's good to be Christian, but you're Christian by, you know, by your walk and what you do, and,
Yeah.
and your impact on the world, and you're having that impact. And so praise God for that.
And isn't that interesting for all of us? I mean, it's all about our side of the street, keeping your side of the street
Yeah.
clean, walking the talk. You know,
Right, right.
rhetoric and talk are one
Right.
thing. Doing it is another.
A
And
lot of
it's
times we're
not
so
easy.
concerned about getting saved just to get to heaven, but we forget about we're still on earth. We got to do something
Yeah.
here, you know, have an impact.
Right.
How can we get involved? What can we do?
Urbanfarming.org.
Okay.
We're doing a free plant giveaway in Los Angeles this year. Later in the year, it'll be a fall free plant giveaway.
Free plant giveaway, I love that.
If you know, all of my music, partially, you know, part of the proceeds benefit urban farming.
Yes.
Part of the proceeds when the book comes out. The chocolate
The
is
chocolate.
delicious.
Yes.
Vegan, fair trade, organic, kosher, everything.
Flavor.
Oh, so good.
Okay.
Forget about it. It's so good. And so if you're at a People's Organic, check
Yes.
it out. And
Yes.
if you're at a French Meadow Bakery in the airport, check it out. And partial proceeds go to urban farming.
Awesome.
And Belber is a great company that's supporting my song right
Yes.
now. And partial proceeds go to urban farming. They created a Little Diva Belber bag,
Oh,
which
that's
is
cool.
fabulous.
That's cool.
Yeah, so
Well, listen,
it's a tote. It's a great
It's
one.
an honor having you, and you're going to come back one of these days.
Yes,
Next time
I
we're going to
will
have you come
sing.
sing
I
next
will
time.
sing.
Hey, give it up for Taja Sevelle, everybody.
Thank you.
I'm sending this out to my people. I don't care what people say. No one could ever take your place.
back, everybody. My next guests are rockabilly, Americana artists, the Altar Billies. Please help me welcome the Altar Billies to the show. How you doing, Mike?
Good.
Mike?
Good. It's Chucky.
Chuck. I like your
That's
name.
Chucky too.
John, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be my favorite here because
I think he is my favorite.
He's our favorite.
Yeah, he's my favorite. He's in the middle.
it's so cool, man. I've been trying to get you on the show for some time now. We've been going back and forth.
Yes, we have.
Right, and you're a very busy man.
Yes, I've got a few
Yeah.
irons in the fire, as they say.
I'll just cut to the chase real quick.
Yes.
I was telling you earlier, I promoted a concert. I was 18. You got me into, you're responsible for getting me interested in Christian music because I didn't know about Christian music.
I'm responsible for a lot of things. Hopefully that was a good
It was a good thing. It was a good thing because, man, I was like, these guys rock, you know? And you were out there and your hair and you had the whole
I
punk
still got
rock
hair.
thing. Yeah, but it was like out here.
Yeah, I know.
And you were screaming and stuff.
Couldn't afford a
and-
haircut.
You know, like this and
Yeah, I still do that.
yeah, every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, years go by, life goes on, you know. I end up doing music, and you keep doing music, and then I have the show, and we're here today, and I see you guys online. I'm like, Altar Billies. Who are these guys?
Who are they?
Altar Billies. Yeah.
We're still not sure.
Who are the Altar Billies? tell me about how that came to be. Because
Well,
you're from Common Bond,
I-
which is
I-
another Christian group from that 80s era, right?
Yeah, Mike and I have known each other for a very long time. I played in Common Bond back in the day when he was
And he
playing
toured with us,
in-
too, a little bit, too.
Yeah, he was in Altar Boys, and
Yeah.
so that's kind of how we started our friendship. And then I played in different bands, Dakota Motor Company. I played with Violet Burning. I played with Undercover for a while. Just a lot of different bands.
Those are a
The
lot.
question is, who hasn't he played with?
Yeah, the thing is, you know,
Grand Funk Railroad.
all those groups
I
are
have not
great
played
'cause-
with Grand Funk Railroad.
Oh, that's what I heard.
all those groups are great because it was like the foundation, really. You guys set the tone for Christian
For a lot
music.
of
I mean,
things,
really,
yeah. Well, a lot
really,
of
you know,
things.
I mean,
we call it the third wave, I think. Second
weirdly
wave?
enough, I'm here doing this. Really, somewhere down the line, you guys are responsible because actually, I thought at that time I thought
You
Christianity.
keep saying
was-
responsible.
You are
It's a
what?
good
Good
thing.
responsibility. I thought
Gotta make
Christianity.
sure.
I thought it was so. I was religious and stuff. I hated church. I didn't want anything to do with it. You know, I didn't want anything to do with that. I was like, oh, this is so
Okay.
boring. I go to, who are these guys? And you got me into like, there's some cool stuff out there, you know. And you're just rocking. I think I saw you at like one of these city colleges, and you guys were just doing it. It's like
We used to
packed
play a
with
lot
kids.
of colleges
Yeah, yeah.
and high schools
And I'm
back
like,
in the day, yeah.
dude, you know, it got me. And so to some degree, you know, I credit you and the band back then for me getting interested in it, you know, from that point, Christian music, you know.
Sure.
And with the
That's a good
lyrics
thing.
and- yeah, man.
That's a good thing,
So
you know?
thanks, Mike.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
lyrics were very straightforward. I worked
Yeah.
hard on the
Oh,
lyrics
yeah. Yeah, man.
to portray
And
the
you're a rebel
importance
and
of,
you know.
you're
against the grain
loved,
and,
yell
you know,
him.
life begins at the cross. and
Yeah,
all this
that was
stuff,
Rick's
and I'm like,
song, and-
dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those
But
are
you
important
guys,
songs to me.
You guys
Still are important.
Yeah, but now you're the Altar Billies. How did you guys come up with the Altar Billies?
Well, when it first started, it was basically, I met Johnny, and he walked into a parking lot, in church parking lot, with a Ramones t-shirt on.
Really?
I said, gotta get to know this guy. And little did I know that our wives were already friends. And so I got to know John, invited him to play guitar at a Bible study we're doing at Calvary Church, Santa Ana.
Okay.
And he says, and he started listening to my music. He said, Mike, you ever thought about, some of your music really has Americana roots, rockabilly? And I went, so he made a demo and showed it to me. I went, and I started connecting the dots and realizing that, even back in the 80s, I almost had a Gretsch guitar in my hand that was kind of taken out from underneath me. And I always had a propensity and enjoyment of 50s music, but never really dug below some of the typical rock and roll music, summertime blues. And now that I have, I've seen just the great depth
Yeah.
to music and the connection of rockabilly music to the gospel church
Yeah.
through Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley.
Now, how did Chuck come into the scene? Just because you guys needed
We needed a drummer,
a drummer.
a good drummer. We had a guy named Chris Cummings playing, and
No relation, just same last
Well, I
name.
thought you
which
were
thought-
cousins.
which I thought was
So
unusual. So. He told me it was because they wanted to keep the last name the same, and that was the only guy that he knew that drummed that had the same last
So a
name.
decision has
So-
to be made, okay? Some decision has to be made. Is it made to three of you? Who's the leader of the band? I know you're lead
no,
singer,
we're
but
all,
you guys
he is.
say-
And the name Altar Billies, we needed a name. At first, when we first started, the idea was to take Altar Boys music and make it
Right.
rockabilly, and
Right.
that's what we did at first. And then something happened. I started writing. And I hadn't really written any songs in 5 to 10 years, anything worthwhile. And I penned the first song I brought into these guys was Hold On. And they went, we like this. And then I just continued to write. And also the idea was to play a lot of churches. We do play churches. Most of the time we find ourselves in clubs and street fairs.
Cool.
And we just played the car shows,
But that's
touring around
cool, though,
for
man, 'cause
Gretsch.
you're taking the message out there.
Well, and so, you know, it changed from what we were. So, I mean, sometimes in hindsight, I wonder, well, was that a wise thing to name it that? You know, a lot of people are that follow the altar boys are a little bit not offended, but like, what's he doing now?
The
Why did he do that?
expectations, they're expecting.
Yeah. So it's a different thing, and the altar boys is great, and I respect what it did, and the fact that it's there in the music. I love it.
That was then. This is now.
I always refer to sometimes the third person. Those guys, you know, back then.
Yeah, but you know what though? That's true. I mean, things change. You don't reinvent yourself, but you kind of did. And,
I did reinvent myself.
Yeah, you're doing a
I
whole
did
new genre.
reinvent. It's a
How
new
is the
thing.
process going from that to playing rockabilly? I mean, what's the
Well,
you went from
the genesis
rock
was really Johnny showing me bringing music in.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie Cochran, early Eddie Grady Martin, who played on a lot of Johnny Burnett. He played with everybody, Buddy Holly, and just.
Let Mike talk if you don't mind. Let him do the talking.
He'll come in. I'll probably
I'll correct him if needed.
He will.
He'll correct you.
I'll correct him.
You say something wrong.
So you know, it was a slow process.
Yeah.
It was a slow of learning and relearning. And in the past couple of years, I've been learning how to play jazz guitar. And just going from this, it didn't go from this point. We got to realize this. We got to realize this is 10 years.
Yeah.
Like 2008. Yeah. So it's almost 10 years in the making, and little steps along the way. Oh, look at this! Listen to this. This guy, and then going back to Charlie Christian and Les Paul, and Brian Setzer and Grady Martin and Chet Atkins, and early Eddie Cochran and Gene Vincent. You know, all these great guitar, early Elvis, early Johnny Cash. I mean, I'm really digging.
You did. I mean,
beyond
you did
Ring
your
of Fire.
research, you did your homework, and when I
still am.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn. So much
Brand
to learn.
new. I saw your music videos are really dope, man. I remember loving.
Well, that's Country Joe. That's Chad. Chad Ashton.
Chad.
Chuck's cousin.
That's my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your new record, long record.
No record. That's okay. That's all right.
Record. Your new
That's all right.
Record's fine.
You're 45. Long road, right?
Yeah.
I know you're gonna sing Hot tonight. I asked for you to sing Hot. So you're gonna do Hot.
We will
So that you have to
twisted
do Hot
my
for us.
arm.
Yeah, there you go. And what else are you gonna be doing tonight?
Long Road.
Long road. Cool.
Gospel.
Very cool, man.
Very gospel.
Listen, well, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm so glad you came down. So glad it worked out. And we'll be right back right after this with the Altar Billies performing.
We're coming up.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in tonight. I hope you had fun. I sure did. Hey listen, we love coming to you every week. We love producing these shows for you. We love making you laugh. Love bringing on the musical guests and all the celebrity interviews. Would you do me a favor? Would you write us today? Let us know you're watching, where you're watching from. We've been receiving quite a few emails and letters, but we want to continue to receive those. And would you do me also another favor? Would you consider sowing seed into this ministry? This is the ministry. It's a ministry of laughter, a ministry of joy. It's a ministry of clean comedy, clean quality television for the entire family. So if you appreciate clean quality television programming, would you consider writing us and sowing a seed today? The address is on the screen. Our website is on the screen. Until next week, keep laughing.